If you're watching this, there's a good chance that you're probably spending millions of dollars per year on your Meta ad account for a D2C brand. And now you're looking for a creative strategist who can either up the volume with more briefs or AI tools, improve the quality to get better click-through rates and ROAS, or third and most importantly, improve the ad account performance so that way you can stretch your media budget further. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place. Constant Hire, we're an e-commerce consumer brand recruiting agency, and all we do is work on e-commerce specific roles like a creative strategist. The reason that we're different from other recruiting agencies is that this is literally all that we do. We are founder-led, and we work with 7, 8, 9-figure brands to help them up their media budgets, improve their creative strategy, and work on a number of different other roles. Despite owning a recruiting agency, my partner and I have started 2 separate e-commerce businesses. One was an Amazon FBA brand that we exited, and another was a consumer apparel business that we scaled up in tens of millions of sales. And when we were trying to find great talent for our company, we hired recruiters who just frankly did not understand the roles that we were recruiting for. When we tried to hire a creative strategist, we were getting profiles that looked like art directors, media buyers who had no creative strategy influence, or even brand marketers who have never touched an ad account. So we built Constant Hire to solve our own problem and begin trying to work on roles that we actually understood and can vet for properly. We've built internal e-commerce teams ourselves and know firsthand how frustrating, expensive, and time-consuming it can be to hire the wrong person for this role. Over the last 5 years, media buying has become commoditized. The real leverage today is in creative strategy and understanding a creative strategist who actually understands how to research new personas, can test multiple hooks on a single concept, understands and is able to read through performance data, whether it's in platform or through a motion report, and then iterate on what's working and kill what is not. That is the key difference between us and every other recruiting agency, is that we know the types of questions to ask in order to find you that top talent. We have interviewed literally hundreds of creative strategists from every single background that you can imagine. UGC creators who moved into performance, copywriters who live in post-production, and even media buyers who decided to shift and jump over into the creative strategy world that sits in between data, creative, and media buying. These are the types of profiles that we find. Because of all of these interviews, we have a deep network of creative strategists who are actually focused on performance, not just copying your competitors' ads and not just making things look pretty. There are 3 reasons why brands work with us to hire creative strategists. Number 1 is that we simply find better talent, and we find better talent because we've been doing this for years. And so we know the right places to look and the right questions to ask that vet out average creative strategists from top talent that can scale up your Meta ad account. Number 2 is that we are entirely outbound. We don't post a LinkedIn job and wait for inbound applicants. We don't post an Indeed job and wait for inbound applicants. We believe that the best candidates are not actively looking and are happily employed. And so over the last several years, we've built relationships with these candidates. We have a first name basis with them. We have their cell phone number. And when we have a good job opportunity that comes along, we're able to text them and get them on the phone and on an interview right away. And the third and final reason that people work with us is that we can save you a ton of time. Once we have a new creative strategist search, we know typically the questions to ask in the beginning, such as, how do you think about performance? What are the metrics that you're looking at? How many net new concepts are you coming up with on a weekly basis? But there's also sometimes specific questions that our clients want us to ask. And so we'll get all of that information. And whether it's Sally or John or Ben or whoever we put in front of you, you'll see their portfolio. You'll see every question that we've asked them. You'll see every question that you want to know before you ever jump on the phone with them. That way, you're only spending time talking to people that you actually want to talk with, and you're not wasting your time on screening calls, and you're not becoming the bottleneck in your own business. And if that's not enough, we've worked with some of the biggest brands in e-commerce and direct-to-consumer, and not just worked with them, but I've had successful placements with these clients. So here's the part that matters the most as to why you should trust us. A, we've worked with the best brands, but B, we are also contingent. So if I cannot do what I'm telling you that I can do on this video, you are not going to pay us a dime. You don't pay us a breakup fee. There's no hidden cost. There's literally no risk. We are a contingent-based recruiting agency that only gets paid when and if we hire you somebody who sticks around for the long term. Our average time to fill for roles like this from kickoff call is 35 days. If you're looking for a more senior level role like a director or a vice president, sometimes that stretches up to 45, 50, or even 60 days. But for a true performance creative strategist, it averages about 35 days from kickoff. And when you work with us, you are working with myself and a trained team of 10 US-based recruiters who have experience hiring for this exact role. We start with an intake call. We get to understand who your company is and why the best talent should work with you. And if you've never worked with a recruiter before, this can maybe be a little bit of a shock because You probably have relied on posting jobs and having people come inbound and having them try to convince you why you should be able to hire them. That's not the case when you're working with top talent. So we're going to get really tight and granular on why your company is the best and why candidates should work with you. And then take that same sales pitch and sell the candidates on why they should join your team. And so we spend a lot of time with the new clients working through that messaging on why someone should work for them. And then we'll show up on that initial kickoff call with a number of different profiles of creative strategists to understand what good looks like to you. Some brands want creative strategists who have sourced and vet influencers. Some want creative strategists who can also star on the camera and be comfortable in front of recording. Some want people who just live inside briefs and testing different frameworks and persona research. It really depends on what you want. And there's a lot of different ways to go about this, given that creative strategist is a relatively newer role that's been around for maybe the last 5+ years. If this sounds like what you're looking for, if you are of any interest or even just want to chat about how much the typical comp range will look like for X number of years of experience or whatever I can share to help, feel free to book a call. I'll learn about your business. We'll learn about what's working, what's not, where this person will live in the org chart, and the type of creative strategist that would actually move the needle for your D2C brand today.